The state witness in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, Sergeant Thabo Mosia, is expected to continue testifying when the matter resumes in the Pretoria High Court this morning. 5 men have been charged with the murder of the goalkeeper and have pleaded not guilty. SABC News senior reporter Criselda Lewis joins us live now for an update. A very good morning to you, Criselda. Much drama yesterday. What can we expect today?
Indeed, yesterday, Desiree, accusations of evidence that had been planted at the scene. Advocate Zandile Mshololo, who represents accused number 5 in this matter, questioning why some of the evidence that was believed to have been taken from the crime scene where Senzo Meyiwa was killed was not documented properly. So she accused Thabo Mosia of basically planting some of the evidence at the scene. Also, that came under question is the manner in which police had stored some of that evidence that had been taken from the crime scene. At some point, as I earlier indicated on our sister program Morning Live, Thabo Mosia basically telling this court that he had stored some of the evidence that he had taken from the crime scene in a safe in his office because it was the weekend. When questioned about whether he would know if it had been tampered with, he said basically that he does not believe so because in instances where he says some of that evidence had been taken to the relevant office, there is a clerk there who would then check out that evidence if it is being booked out by someone. Also, that came under a question yesterday, a CD. You would know that once forensic detectives would attend to a scene, that evidence is then put into a forensic bag and it is then downloaded onto a CD from what we're hearing inside this court. There were questions about where the CD was. That CD contains the original photographs of the photos that were taken at the crime scene by the state's first witness, Thabo Mosia. So questions about where that was, how that had been stored, what the defense is essentially trying to do. Remember, Desiree, a lot has been said about the manner in which police had responded in the first instance to the crime scene where Senzo Meyiwa had been murdered. And now the focus that we're seeing is that there is now an analysis inside this court of exactly what police did when they got there, how they managed to gather the evidence and how they stored it. So we're expecting much of that in this court this morning for a reliance on the photographs that had been taken at the crime scene. Those have been beamed inside this court, as you might have seen during our coverage. So what the defense is also trying to do is trying to establish exactly what was done, whether enough investigations were done immediately after they had reported to that scene. What the defense is trying to point to is that the forensic detectives and others that had been on the scene did not do enough to secure the crime scene properly after it had been reported to police. So that's what we're expecting, much reliance to be on inside this court this morning. But also just a quick follow-up, Desiree, in terms of what had all unfolded yesterday. You would recall that the instructing attorney for accused number 1 to 4, Timothy Tobane, indicating that he was going to open a case against a defeating ends of justice case against Khumalo's lawyer, Magdalene Munsami, as well as 1010 films, which had aired that documentary of Senzo Meyiwa just days before the start of this trial. What I heard from him last night is that he plans to have an audience with Munsami on the utterances that she made to the media, including the SABC yesterday, where she said she felt prejudiced after being told